TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.
You're listening to the PRO Media Network. The next level in entertainment.
On the PRO Media Network.
What's going on, Fight Family? What's going on? Now rocking with Green Kings Boxing, man. We're in the building. Late show. Recapping, of course, Manny Pacquiao, the Pacman, goes down in this one, man. To the hands of Eugenio Ugas. Ugas stops him, man. Upsets Manny Pacquiao and wins the decision. I gotta give it to Eugenio Ugas in this one. He fought a damn good fight against Manny Pacquiao. Had the right fight. If he pressed a little harder, he probably could have gotten Pacquiao out of there. But it is what it is, family. We're gonna cover that on this episode of Ring Kings Boxing, of course. A lot of people considering it a upset as Eugenio Ugas stops Manny Pacquiao. He upsets him and wins in decision fashion. I am Big Q chiming in on this episode of Ring Kings Boxing. This is the Pacquiao versus Ugas recap show, and we'll cover it. And I have my co-host and boxing contributor, Pro Eddie Too Mean Johnson, in the building. Too Mean, my friend. How you doing tonight?
What's good?
Doing pretty good, my friend. This was an interesting fight, man. A lot of people picked the Pacman to reclaim what was once his, but Ugas had something to say about it. A lot of people questioned whether Eugenio Ugas, including myself, had the right tools to kind of stop Pacquiao, and he fought a pretty good fight in this one, my friend. Let's get your take on this one before we get into the rest of the boxing news. Early take on it, Too Mean, Pacman. Losing in decision fashion to Ugas.
Oh man, it was a great fight, man. But you know what I'm saying? I give more respect to Manny Pacquiao because he kept fighting to the end. But I think the key was Ugas' jab. He kept Manny bed. He kept Manny Pacquiao at bay with that jab, and it was like a punishing type jab though. He was swelling him up. You know what I'm saying? Kept him at bay, and he kept landing them looping right hands and them body shots. You know what I'm saying? He threw Manny Pacquiao kind of threw his rhythm off with that jab. A lot of people don't understand that the jab is definitely a key in boxing, man. Somebody who has speed and good foot movement. You know what I'm saying? You can throw all that off with a jab. That's what Ugas did, man. He threw his fight game off, man, with the jab. And the fact that he was preparing for Errol Spence, another southpaw, but with the experience that Pacquiao, how that shouldn't have made a difference. But I think it might have had a little something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Even though he might say it didn't. But Ugas, he fought the right fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Determined. But Manny Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying? It was no quitting. He was trying to win it all the way from round 1 to 12.
Yeah, Ugas was making his point known that he deserves to be where he is, and the fact that he really kind of the belt came to him as a result of Pacman being, so inactive for a while that the organization stripped him of the title and gave it to Ugas, and then Ugas and Pacquiao lines up for an opportunity, and he wins it outright with no question. So this was a good fight for Ugas, who beats Pacquiao in a pretty vivid fashion, and this is kind of has to go into building Ugas up moving forward. Let's take a look at the breakdown here as provided by ESPN. Ugas defeated Pacquiao by unanimous decision to retain his WBA super welterweight title and main event of Saturday's pay-per-view card at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Pacquiao, who's 62-8-2 with 39 KOs, is a senator, 42 years old, senated in his home country in the Philippines, was fighting for the first time since defeating Keith Thurman by split decision in July of 2019. Saturday's night bout may be the last fight of the Hall of Famer's career if he follows through with his intention to run for president. Now, Ugas, who was scheduled to fight on the undercard, stepped in for the injured Errol Spence Jr. to face Pacquiao on the 11 days' notice, and he lost a close decision to Porter in 2019, who a lot of people believe he actually beat Porter. I'm one of those people. But since won 3 consecutive fights and continues to run things out. And, of course, to me, we talked about the fashion as Ugas defeated Pacquiao, unanimous decision to retain the welterweight title. And a lot of people feel, and I think it is Pacquiao, end of his career, 116-112, 115-113, and 116-112 for Ugas. And, of course, the judges called the fight. A lot of people thought at times that this could be a little bit of a robbery for Ugas. But nonetheless, he did so much and made it so apparent that it was pretty much an easy call for them. But anyway, let's get into Ugas. We're going to play a little bit of the press conference, family, so you can hear what the Pacman had to say about this loss. Very interesting loss by the Pacman in this one. And like I said, I think this ends his career. And it really starts, even though Ugas was a champion already, this gives him validation, so to speak, to move forward to take on. So let's hear what Pacquiao had to say. Let me know. Put one in the chat if you guys can hear it. Here we go.
Was he more difficult than you expected?
Just make adjustment for a few days. So it's good. That's boxing.
Most definitely. In terms of the jab, that was a weapon that he used. Were you having a hard time finding your timing against it?
I know. I'm making a hard time in the ring, making adjustment about his style, and I think that's the problem to me, because I didn't make an adjustment right away, and also my legs tight.
Yeah, we saw that you didn't use your legs as much, not as much footwork from you, and not as much head movement from you as well. Was it a matter of tightness? Was that the issue?
Yeah, my legs is so tight. That's why it's hard to move.
Do you think that's father time? 42 years old, still doing this, man, going the distance here against yes, look at this. This crowd is so pumped to be here. They came to see you. What do you want to say to them?
Well, I'm so thankful to the fans so coming here to witness the fight live. I'm really appreciative of your effort to come here, even despite of this pandemic. You have time to watch live the fight, and I'm sorry that we lost tonight, but I did my best, and I apologize.
Now you know the question that's coming next. Will we see you in the ring again? I know a lot of respect between you. Will we see you fight again?
I don't know. Let's let me rest first, relax, and make a decision if I'm continue to fight or not.
Like a true politician, will you be running for president in the Philippines in May of 2022?
Well, I will make a final announcement next month, and I don't know. I know that I'm facing a big problem in more difficult works than boxing. So, but I want to help the people. I want to help them.
In terms of this crowd, they're all on their feet here standing. Regardless of what you decide to do, there will never be another Manny Pacquiao to stand in this ring. As Brian Kenny said, you are a 2-career Hall of Famer.
First of all, to all the fans, I really appreciate of your effort to come here. I hope that in my more than 20 years in boxing, I make you enjoyment, and happiness in my career. I mean, you know, that's boxing. I congratulate my opponent, Yordenis Ugas, for making tough tonight and for winning tonight. So that's boxing. Let's face another tomorrow again and plan our future.
Very good. Thank you very much, Manny Pacquiao. It's always fun to see you box. Brian Kenny, we'll send it back to you.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, that's the post-fight from Manny Pacquiao, and it definitely sounds like to me he's on the way out. To me, and you heard what Pacman was saying. What do you think about what some of the comments he was made about his legs being tight? What do you thought about that in this upcoming matchup, in this fight that just occurred with him and Yordenis Ugas?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think that the jab kind of threw him off, man. I mean, it was a combination of things, but the jab was the main thing that threw him off. Like, he couldn't really use his legs to get in like that because Ugas is a lot longer, like a longer reach. You know what I'm saying? He was a lot stronger, and he had pretty good upper body movement. So he couldn't come in and throw those flurries like that. He was ready for that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, he was using that jab that was throwing his rhythm off, man. You'll throw anybody's rhythm off, you know, so they can't really set to do nothing. But you constantly hit them with a good, powerful jab, they can't really do much, man. Unless you start countering the jab and make them lose confidence in that jab. He wasn't able to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing you want to do. If somebody's tagging the shit out of you with a jab, you want to take that from them by countering it. And like, you'll make them, skeptical and hesitant to throw the jab. If something coming over the top and stinging the shit out of him, he wasn't able to do that. But yeah, I think it's it's about time he just hang it up, man. But he had a great career, man. Like I said, he's a Hall of Famer, 8th division world champion, and he still was hanging with these young dudes, man. At 40, he's 42?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think it's about time. You don't have no more else to prove, man.
Yeah, I agree with you too, man. And it might end, what was going on with Pacman, but it opens the door for Yordenis Ugas. He does what Keith Thurman failed to do, which is pretty much stop a legend in Manny Pacquiao, and he fought a really good fight. It wasn't one of those situations where you have to think about it. He had a really good boxing performance against Manny Pacquiao in this one, man. And I'm just really, I'm happy for Ugas. And Pacman goes out. Ugas just fought a better fight. Reigning WBA super welterweight champion Yordenis Ugas, 27-4 with 12 knockouts, pulled off the biggest win of his career last night. Able to take it inside, win the T-Mobile Arena, when he upset the legendary Pacquiao 62-8-2, 39 knockouts, unanimous decision. And you heard what Pacman was saying early, but a lot of people didn't feel like Ugas stood a chance against Pacquiao in this one, man. And the truth of the matter is Ugas, he had a terrific fight. He really set up and had a pretty good fight, and we'll go back over this once again. But let's get ready to tune it up. We're going to listen to what Ugas had to say after coming away with a big win over Manny Pacquiao. Here's Yordenis Ugas right after the fight. Here we go.
The fight of his life. What a moment for him with everything that he has gone through. And Yordenis Ugas standing by with Jordan Plant.
Ugas, congratulations. You haven't had it easy. You came from Cuba. You haven't seen your family at one point when you came here for 9 years. You've had some losses. This wasn't supposed to be you in here tonight. Was it your destiny?
Era destino. Tú no tenías que estar aquí en estos momentos. 9 años sin ver la familia. Venir aquí a hacer esto. ¿Cómo te sientes?
No, estoy emocionado. Ante todo, quiero darle las gracias a Manny Pacquiao por compartir, por pelear conmigo.
I'm very excited, but most of all, I want to thank Manny Pacquiao for giving me this moment in this ring today.
¿Quién es el campeón de WBA? Soy yo el campeón de WBA.
I told you, I am the champion of the WBA, and I showed it tonight.
You did. And it seemed like you were even having fun in there. I saw you shimmying your shoulders. You were smiling. How fun was this moment?
Tú estabas sonriendo en el ring, como que estabas dominando bien, como que la pelea tuya te estaba gozando ahí.
Bueno, siento mucho respeto por Pacquiao, pero yo vine esta noche a demostrar quién es el campeón de WBA. Mucho respeto para él, es una pelea, fue tremendo competidor como siempre y nada, estoy agradecido con él.
No, definitely. He's a great competitor. But I came in here to show that I am the champion of the WBA and a lot of respect for him, but I won the fight.
And also, you were landing that jab from the beginning. You started with a double jab, landed to the body. Was that the key to this fight?
La llave de esta pelea fue el jab, el doble jab que demostraste esta noche.
Sí, tenía una buena mano adelante. La trabajé bien. Traté de hacerle caso a mi esquina. Tuvimos solo 2 semanas para entrenar, pero hice el trabajo, gracias a Dios.
No, definitely. That was the lead punch, that double jab. We only had 2 weeks of training, but I listened to my corner, and it all worked out.
Yes, and, you know, Pacquiao was adamant that you didn't earn this belt because you were elevated to champion in January, but I think you've earned it now. So what do you want to do next? Who's next?
Bueno, te elevaron como campeón en el mes de enero y decían el lado de Pacquiao que tú no eres el campeón real. Ahora, ¿qué quiere hacer Denis Ugas próximamente?
Bueno, yo pienso que voy en el camino que estaba, a unificarme. Ya le gané al que todo el mundo decía que es un campeón. Ahora soy campeón, unificarme.
Now the plan is to unify the title in welterweight. Everybody said that he was the champion. Now they know who the real champion is.
So does that mean Errol Spence?
¿Eso quiere decir que Errol Spence está próximamente?
El siguiente en la lista debe ser, pero estoy pensando porque se recupere.
No, he's the next one on the list that I want to fight, but most of all, I am praying that he recuperates.
Bueno, todos los cubanos estaban viendo esto, los cubanos salieron masivamente a apoyarme. ¡Patria y vida! ¡Patria y vida!
Life for the Cuban people that came out in massive amounts to come and see me. So for the country and for life.
Patria y muerte no, patria y vida.
Respect to you. Respect to you. Congratulations, Ugas. We're going to send it over to Heidi with Pacquiao.
All right.
Thank you very much.
That's Ugas breaking it down with the translator there. 2 million. Now let's go into this, man. You heard what Denis Ugas was saying. Well, actually, his translator was saying he doesn't speak a word of English, but the reality is that's true. The Pacman said that, and a lot of people believed because Ugas got the belt because of the inactivity of the Pacman. And of course, when you tried to apply to get the belt back, they said no. And this fight kind of validated Ugas and the way he beat the Pacman. So what are your thoughts on what Ugas had to say, specifically to me, that double jab working Pacman's body? And then, of course, later, right before Ugas, he played the Pacman saying that his legs was tight. So he was having an effect, my friend.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? When the jab is landing, it's knock your head back. You know what I'm saying? That shit kind of, like I said, it just throws you off, man. When you know what I'm saying? When you sit up there fighting and it's, you know what I'm saying, that jab and you don't have no answer for it, that shit gonna throw your whole shit off, man. For real. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely made a statement, man. He made a good statement. He was like, look, I'm the champ. And he proved it. Like, it wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, what you call it? It wasn't no fluke. Like, oh, man, he ain't the real champ. Like, he proved that he is the real champ. So, you know what I'm saying? So, big ups to you guys, man.
Yeah, you're not kidding too, man. Ugas did it well and did it big for himself moving forward. And of course, he mentioned the fact that he wants Errol Spence next, who had the eye surgery. So about time Errol gets ready, perhaps we'll have the unification bout where Errol will have 3. Well, I ain't gonna give Errol the belt just yet, but we know Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford or the elite of the welterweight division, with Ugas taking down Pacman, a legendary fighter, on the back end of his career in a pretty good fashion, kind of elevates Ugas to a degree and validates the fact that he is a true champion, that he earned that belt
by beating Pacman in the way he did. So a lot of credit has to be given to Eugenio Ugas. It's his night, and ultimately we want to see the unification bout that was supposed to happen with Ugas and Errol Spence before Pacquiao stepped in between those guys before, because that was the fight we were going to get with Spence and Ugas. So, I mean, with that being said, Ugas is going to wait for Errol Spence. Crawford, on the other hand, in the welterweight division, is, of course, have to be able to make the fight work with him and Sean Porter, which is another excellent fight. So we're getting closer and closer to true unification. To mean we'll have all of the, where you might have a unified welterweight champion holding all of the straps. And this will be the first time in 15 plus years since we had a unified, clear unified welterweight champion. I mean, going back to the days of Corey Spinks and Zab Judah, when they just held it for a few, like maybe a fight or so. So, I mean, it doesn't happen often. That's why I'm excited about the welters, which is one of my favorite divisions in all of boxing. So speak on that, Ugas' role among the welterweights now after beating Pacquiao in the mode that he did, and prospects moving ahead against Errol Spence once he gets good.
Yeah, like I say, he made a statement, man. He's definitely up there. He deserved to be where he's at. So it'll be an interesting fight between him and Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a different. The style, I think, too, was like tailor-made for a Pacquiao's fight. Ugas' style, that Cuban style of fighting and shit, man. I think that was tailor-made for his style, but it'll be a different fight with him and Errol Spence, or even Crawford. But yeah, I noticed that Pacquiao mentioned that about him on short notice, like 11 days. But I was like, shit, Ugas had 11 days too.
That's right.
So he can't make no excuses. And he got beat fair and square, man. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this welterweight division being unified, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the like I said, I want to see who come out on top, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you, Tubin, as well, man. I think a lot of what we've seen tonight with Pacman and Ugas really was an interesting, entertaining fight. I thought it would Pacman would win close, but Ugas stayed disciplined to his fight game. He used the longer reach, and I think his reach advantage is only 2 inches. I think it is. So he's 69-inch reach, and Pacman 67. But he was able to kind of keep that distance and work that jab, and he did what he had to do. Pacman was able to land some shots. But, Pacman's really good at punching at angles. And Ugas, for large portions of this fight, which pretty much for the entire summation of the fight, was really in control of the fight, and even made it so where you might have judges that wanted to try to throw Pacman a couple of rounds here or there. Couldn't really do it because of how Ugas fought. So much credit to Ugas showing, in right now in this moment, that he was able to beat Pacman, who's still a pretty good fighter in the welterweights division. He stopped him, more than likely retires him, and moves on to really grand competition. Hopefully it's Errol Spence. I know it won't be Bud Crawford right now, who's supposed to be getting the mandatory with Porter. So it's starting to get really interesting in the welters, man. So big congratulations to Eugenio Ugas and Manny Pacquiao for a fantastic career, because I think after this fight, I think he won't, fight professionally again, more than likely more amateuristic, as he will fight like, exhibition style fight similar to what Floyd Mayweather is doing. I think professionally speaking, this ends his career. And if he's interested in having fights for money, it'll more than likely be exhibition style matchups like we see a couple of the fighters having. So I think this is the end of the Pacman, and let's reflect on Manny Pacquiao's career, because I think this is pretty much a done data for him. What do you think about Pacman's career as he closes it tonight, in my opinion?
Yeah, he did what no other fighter ever did, win titles in 8 different divisions.
Amazing.
I'm saying I think he moved from 120, 121 to all the way up to 147. Competed on the highest level on all those years, man. That's like unheard of, man. You know what I'm saying?
Ridiculous.
Definitely a legend in the sport, man. It takes a very special human being to do something like that. And he's such a giving person, man. You know what I'm saying? He be having line up around the block, giving people money in this country, man. So you know what I'm saying? He's an awesome human being, man. Like I said, he fought to the end, though. You know what I'm saying? It was no quit in him. Yep, and he didn't hand out a lot of ass whoopings. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, he entertained the boxing world for a long time, man.
20 years.
Yeah, gave us a lot of exciting fights. So, like they said, there ain't gonna never be another Manny Pacquiao. I don't know if anybody gonna be able to become 8 division champ. That's like fucking incredible, man. Yeah, so yeah, I got a lot of respect for Manny Pacquiao.
There it is. Pacman retires. It's going. You know, I say he retires, and if any other fights are strictly exhibition fights, he's going to run for the seat in his native Philippines. So he begins the next step of his life because Ugas really beat him up in this one. And speaking of Ugas, who makes his stake in his claim in the welterweights as a true champion, stopping Pacquiao, opening eyes, let Errol Spence know, hey, you might have a fight with me. So, I mean, this could turn out to be an interesting fight between Ugas and Errol Spence. This could be very entertaining. Might not be such an easy fight to walk over Ugas. I think Ugas gives anybody troubles, especially if it's an Errol Spence or a Bud Crawford. But once again, Bud is so versatile, man. He goes from orthodox to southpaw on your ass. If one ain't working, he goes to the other one. Switch them up simultaneously. So we'll see. But Ugas going up against Spence seems to be the next thing as Spence recovers from that eye surgery. We're waiting for that and to see that fight. Hopefully, I don't know the time frame on that. I don't know if it'll be later on this year or early next year. I'm thinking maybe probably early next year as he would get back in the gym and start training to get ready for the fight. We'll see how it all shakes. But anyway, that'll do it for this episode of Ring Kings Boxing. I thank you guys for chiming in on the Pacman, Pacquiao, and Ugas Ugas recap. And once again, this is how it happened. As Ugas Ugas upsets Manny Pacquiao, wins the decision, and moves on to keep his career going. Looking at Errol Spence for unification, and of course the Pacman. I think his career ends tonight, and he'll start his political side of things. Any other future bouts will be exhibition. So anyway, that'll do it for tonight's recap. I'd like to thank the family members for tuning in for Ring Kings Boxing. Please feel free, family, if you hadn't already did it, to feel free to help the stream out. Help the stream out by subscribing, hitting the like button, and feeling sure to share the links with your friends on social media that love the game of boxing. Much love to the family. We appreciate y'all. For me and Too Mean, we're going to holler at you on the next Ring Kings Boxing. Peace.
Peace.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. What's up, fam? This is Big Q from the Sports Coma. Much love to the family members. Appreciate y'all. The PRO Media Network is back at it again. Last year, we gave away several
PS4s, and games. So this year, we're raffling off a PS5. To enter for your chance to win, simply click the link below and fill out all the necessary information to be eligible. Sign up for the raffle. It's $25 to enter. You gain an opportunity to win a system, the PS5 system. Like I said, it's a one remote and everything in it that goes with the full system. These things are hard to come by. It could be yours. Into the raffle today, $25 get you in. There's also a deal when you buy more than one ticket to up your chances of winning. Jump in there. It also benefits the platform as well. So feel free to sign up for the first annual PS5 raffle from the Pro Media Network. Thank you for participating